What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we're going to be taking on Master Mold again for the giant boss raid, and we're going to be trying out Spider-Man this time. So, as you can see here, I do have my Spider-Man at tier 3, and this is the team that I used. So we have Archangel for his leadership, and then we have Coulson for the tier 2 passive bonus. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Spider-Man here. So my Spider-Man is built pretty good, I would say, or at least decently. So let's go ahead and see for his Uru. We have some physical attack Uru. The other ones we have like just random ignore defense, and then some crit damage Uru on there, it looks like. Yeah, so that's what we have on him right there. All of his skills are fully leveled up. His ISO 8 set, we have Overdrive. It's not fully awakened, but we do have all 6-star ISO 8s, and then we do have a CTP of energy on him with a 180 proc, so we do have a pretty nice obelisk on him there, or CTP I guess. And then his uniform is at Mythic as well, so do have some investment in Spidey here. Let's go ahead and take a look at his details. The attack speed, crit rate, crit damage is pretty average. Well, the crit damage actually is nice. I do like having that at 178. Is a little bit better than some of my other builds. And then for ignore defense, we have that max. Same with skill cooldown. Well, it means 0.4 off, but pretty much max. And then the ignore dodge, we have at 43% from the CTP. So that's what Spidey is looking like here. And then let's go ahead and just show the cards just for reference. So here are my card effects. Again, nothing too special on my cards right now. I'd say they're pretty average. But anyway, that's going to be what we're working with here. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay. Alright, so here we go again against Master Mold, and just like before, we are in a public game or just a quick search. So these are two random allies that I found, and we do have a tier 2 Deadpool and a tier 3 Thor to help us out this time. So we'll see how it goes, but of course that Wolverine Deadpool team, I'm not really expecting too much from them. And yeah, so I'm using Archangel a little bit here just because I did kind of want to see his damage, and pretty much almost got one-shotted right there from that swat from Master Mold. He's like, "Get out of here, you fly." Saw me flapping around. But anyway, I wanted to see Archangel's damage a little bit, so I did use him for kind of like the beginning waves here of the mini Sentinels. And then I will switch over to Spider-Man once we get to Master Mold himself. But yeah, as you can see, we're doing okay. So there we go, switch to Spidey here, and now we're starting to get some damage in. And yeah, I'm gonna, a little bit of a spoiler alert here, I am not too impressed with Spider-Man. So I was not too impressed with tier 3 Spider-Man's damage. I did switch there because of the your power is mine thing. I think that's why I switched there and just decided to run away, because I pretty much figured that only the tier 3 Thor had a debuff leadership, so I really did not want to get hit by the Wolverine or the Deadpool from the other guy, because I just assumed that maybe he didn't know what was going on there. I mean, I could be wrong. He might have switched characters and was aware of what was going on. But when I see people that don't bring like optimal teams or things like that, I kind of usually question if they know the mechanics or not. But I shouldn't assume that. But anyway, I just did that to be on the safe side. As you can see here, my debuff leadership was not active, so we do have the purple affecting us right there. So that's why I switched to Archangel again. So we are losing out on a bit of damage here with Spidey. I didn't realize how much of the beginning of the fight here that I was not using Spidey for. So pretty much Spidey was only doing like a few skill rotations worth of damage so far, and we're down to 55 bars on Master Mold, and then he did no damage against the mini Sentinels. So that might be why at the end here you'll see when we see the breakdown of the damage distribution between all three of us, that I wasn't as impressed with Spidey as I thought I would be, especially since Spidey here does have a CTP of energy on him, so I was kind of expecting to do a little bit better. And yeah, there we go. The other guy is already completely out. All three characters are gone, so it's just me and that Thor now. And again, watching this back now, I realized I used Archangel a lot more than I initially thought I was using him. So hopefully we'll switch over to Spidey here. There we go. See if we can get that tier 3 to get a damage proc on. So there we go. So it's like a bar and a half, I would say, around there. I couldn't tell if the Thor was using any of his kind of heavy damage dealing skills, if he did his 5th skill or the tier 3 skill while I was doing my tier 3 skill, so I'm not sure how much of that was from Spidey, but we did see his health bar move, so that was good. But yeah, overall, I like Spidey, but he doesn't seem too optimal for this particular game mode here. Like, he has enough damage to at least do a third of the health bar, or a third of Master Mold's total health, so he would still be an okay option if you have 2 other players that are capable of at least doing a third of his health and damage. So, you know, around like 25 to 30 million. If you have a character that can do around that much damage, then Spidey will be fine to bring in with them. But I wouldn't really bring in Spidey as your kind of I don't know, anchor, or the character that you want to kind of fill in the gaps for maybe other 2 allies having weaker characters, because I don't think he can really do a majority of the damage, even with the full 10 minutes. At least for my build right here, I found that I was not able to do a majority of Master Mold's health within the full 10-minute time frame. I mean, my damage procs were a little bit off, and I didn't use him for the entirety of the fight, so a lot of the beginning of the fight there was actually with Archangel. Archangel does have a damage proc on him, so he probably could have at least been doing decent damage, but shouldn't be anywhere near what Spidey was doing. So there we go. So Spidey got damage proc off again on the tier 3 skill, and it looks like that time it was only about a bar instead of a bar and a half for what it was before, so probably that Thor was helping out the original time. And I've noticed I had to be a lot more careful with Spidey. He does have a lot of iframes, but I was still noticing I was taking a lot of damage with Spider-Man. So far, out of the 3 characters that I've done videos on, he definitely seems like the weakest. So Thor definitely seems like a better option than him, and also Weapon Hex does seem like a better option than Spidey as well. And right there, that was an accidental switch. I really don't think I meant to switch there. I think that was just me having fat fingers when I was dragging the joystick, and then I accidentally hit the bottom character out of the portraits. So that definitely hurt because, yeah, as you can see, Master Mold did get the healing off. So if I had Spider-Man out, I think we would have been a lot closer to breaking that shield. And I was just checking to see if he had all the characters, or if his Thor had died, because I saw Jean Grey pop out, and I was like, I don't think Spidey's going to be able to do this without that Thor, so I was kind of getting a little worried there. But anyway, we're still chipping away at Master Mold here, but that definitely set us back, that healing, because now he's back up to 22 bars. Yeah, so we'll just have to work our way down again. So let's let this play out a little bit, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. So we've lost Archangel, and then I just checked over there, and we did lose the tier 3 Thor as well. I saw him using other characters a little bit more, the it got switched to Coulson, and then I saw Jean out, so I was like, okay, I wonder if the Thor is down. So now it's pretty much up to my Spidey here to do the last 6 bars worth of damage in the minute and 45 seconds that we have, because yeah, Coulson's not going to be doing pretty much anything, so it's going to be close. Well, we have Jean there, but sadly, as I mentioned in one of my previous, or my last video against Master Mold here, Jean doesn't seem to do very good damage against Master Mold. Yeah, just, I don't know. In particular, she's just one of the characters that I've noticed out of, like, characters that I would expect to be doing a decent amount of damage that doesn't. But I could say the same thing for Spidey here, because I really expected him to do more damage, because I do have that CTP of energy on him. It's like a full offensive build, and he is tier 3, so I was kind of expecting a little bit better in terms of damage from Spider-Man. But anyway, we have 3 bars in less than a minute, so we're gonna need a boom, good damage proc, and we did get it. So there we go. So that was pretty much just all Spidey there, because the other guy is fully down now. So that was about close to a bar and a half if we do get the damage proc at the start of the tier 3 skill. And I think we do finish him off right here. So yeah, so Spidey was able to get the job done, but I was saying he doesn't seem like first choice kind of character that I'd be using as my main option. So as you can see there, we did 33% of the damage, about 27 million. So he's only barely able to get a third of Master Mold's health, but Master Mold did heal there, so we could take that into account. So he might have been able to do a little bit better than that in terms of time. But overall, yeah, like I said, I wasn't too impressed with his damage against Master Mold. We were able to do it, but I think you need to have 2 pretty solid allies with you if you're going to be taking in your tier 3 Spider-Man. You saw my build, so you can kind of, I don't know, see what your own Spider-Man might do, or if you've seen other Spider-Mans do a little bit better in this game mode and you want to compare them. Yeah, like I said, he's built pretty well for me, but still room for improvement. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will, of course, catch you in the next one.